The emergency session of the Galactic Assembly convened within hours of humanity's announcement. Chancellor Mrevix slammed 3 of his 6 arms on the podium, his skin flashing distress colors. "They've closed all embassies," he announced, voice trembling. "Every single human diplomat has returned to Earth." The message was one sentence: humanity is done talking. Silence fell across the chamber. In the 2 centuries since first contact, humanity had been the galaxy's most persistent diplomats. They negotiated everything: trade routes, territorial disputes, cultural exchanges. They had single-handedly prevented 4 wars through sheer diplomatic stubbornness. And now, nothing. What triggered this? Counselor Yethra demanded, her feathers ruffling anxiously. Mrevix displayed the timeline. 3 months ago, human diplomats had presented evidence of the Zorvathian Compact's illegal mining operations in protected zones. The Assembly had voted to study the issue further. 2 months ago, humans had warned about the Krell Empire's weapons buildup near neutral space. The Assembly had formed a subcommittee. Last month, humans had offered a peace framework for the sectarian conflicts that had raged for 6 years. The Assembly had scheduled discussions for next year. "They got tired of us ignoring them," someone muttered. The real panic began when intelligence reports arrived. Human cargo ships, which had transported goods across the galaxy for decades, had vanished overnight. Human entertainers, scientists, and teachers stationed on alien worlds were returning home. Human technology exports, their miraculous medical devices, their efficient energy systems, their revolutionary agricultural methods, had ceased. But most alarming was what humanity was building. Automated defense platforms appeared around every human world within days. Their merchant marine fleet, thousands of ships strong, was being retrofitted with military-grade weapons. Research stations began projects with ominous names: Project Closed Door, Initiative Fortress, Operation Self-Reliance. "They're cutting us off completely," Yethra whispered, reading the reports. Then came the economic collapse. Humanity's absence created a vacuum that threatened to implode galactic commerce. Human logistics algorithms had been optimizing supply chains for 60 worlds. Human financial systems had backed 70% of interstellar trade. Human media content had been generating 45% of entertainment revenue across the galaxy. Within a week, stock markets crashed. Within 2 weeks, trade routes became snarled. Within a month, 3 governments faced economic crises. The Zorvathian ambassador finally spoke, his voice small. "Perhaps we should reconsider their mining complaint." "It's too late for that," Mrevix interrupted, displaying a new transmission. "This just arrived from Earth." The message was from Secretary General Hassan, the human who had spent 20 years pleading with the Assembly for action, reform, and accountability. "For 2 centuries, we believed in multilateral cooperation," Hassan's message began. "We thought that patient diplomacy, evidence-based arguments, and good faith negotiations could solve problems. We were wrong." His expression hardened. "This Assembly is paralyzed by bureaucracy, corrupted by special interests, and incapable of decisive action. We will no longer waste our time begging you to do the right thing." Behind him, displays showed humanity's new policies: bilateral agreements only. Direct negotiations. No committees. No endless debates. Results or nothing. "We tried diplomacy for 200 years, Hassan concluded. "From now on, humanity will act in its own interests, using its own judgment, on its own timeline. If you want human cooperation, you will negotiate on our terms, meet our standards, and deliver actual results." The transmission ended with a final line that made every leader in the chamber flinch: "You had 2 centuries to learn how to work with us. Now you'll learn what it's like to work without us." Mrevix looked around the panicking chamber. Species were already abandoning the session to contact Earth directly, desperate to establish individual relationships with humanity before others could. The Assembly had mistaken humanity's commitment to diplomacy for dependency on it. They had confused patience with weakness, and cooperation with necessity. Now they understood the truth: humanity didn't need the galaxy. The galaxy needed humanity. And humanity was no longer interested in saving an institution that refused to save itself. The age of human diplomacy had ended. The age of human independence had begun. And the galaxy would have to adapt or collapse trying.